Welcome to the final module on Python foundations on Learn with Service. So now that you have learned all the key Python building blocks from functions and loops to data structures and file handling, it's time to bring it all together in a real world mini project. So our project for today is Resume Keyword Matcher. So what does it do? This tool scans a candidate's resume text and checks if it contains the required job keywords useful for both recruiters and applicants. Now, here our main objective. Whenever I have an input, the resume text as a string or file, and the input, the job keywords, that's a list, and the output, the matched keywords plus score and the missing skills. On top of that, I'm also going to pass an feedback message like whether the candidate is a strong fit or does he need an improvement. Now let's see the full Python code of the resume keyword matcher. Now let's start with the required keywords. Required keywords is equal to, so the required keywords are Python data analysis, pandas, numpy, machine learning, SQL, problem solving. Right, so these are the important keywords that I want to scrutinize in my resume. Next, I need to get resume, right? So let's give some comment. Required keywords for the job. Right, so next is get a resume input from user. Now let's get the resume input. Now what shall I get? Now I'll define this function def get resume text. Get resume text. I'm going to print paste your resume. I'm going to first of all paste the resume instead of importing it. First, let's show a small demo how it works. So paste your resume content below. That I'm getting it from the user input as in plain text. Very simple version. Now I'm going to print just an delimiter into 50 times. Now the resume is nothing but the input of this one. I need to have a delimiter, right? So dot lower, and then I'm going to return a resume. Now in the third part, I'm going to say function to match keywords. Function to match the keywords. Now how will I match the keywords? Def match keywords, the resume text comma keywords. What all is found, right? So I'm going to create an empty list here. For the keywords in keywords, I'm writing in for loop. If the keyword in resume text, I'm going to say found append, right? So in the found empty list, I'm going to append this keyword keyw, and then I'm going to return found. Right, now the next fourth part is function to calculate score. Function to calculate the score. Now def calculate score is matched, comma, total. And then let me return. So I'm going to take the length of matched divided by the total. Right, so in total, and I'm going to multiply the by 100, and I need to round that off. Round that off by 2. Round by 2. Now, what is the feedback score? The fifth part here is feedback based on score. What's the feedback that's based on the score? Now def give feedback based on the score. If the score is greater than equal to 80, I'm going to return, right? So I'm going to return strong fit for the role. Strong fit, just basic math. Else if the score is greater than equal to 50, return partial match. Consider improving your resume. Else, right? So and then return resume missing many key skills for this job. Now the sixth part is the main flow. What's the main flow? Let's also come back and revisit. First, let's complete this program. So what's the main flow? I'm going to write in function def run resume matcher. Okay, run resume matcher. So the moment I'm going to start this, the entire flow, it's like the main function, right? Run resume matcher. So resume is equal to get resume. Get resume text will run at first, right? So this will get from the end user. Then matched is equal to match keywords, right? So where I need to pass the resume and the required keywords, and the score is calculate score matched, comma, length of required keywords. And what is missing here? For a keyword in required keywords, if the keyword not in matched, right? So if it's not in matched, then I want that keyword. Now let's print in a new line resume keyword match report. Next, I'll print an hyphen for 35 times. Next, we'll print what are the matched keywords. Matched keywords. Right? So, matched keywords, I'll call it as matched. Next, I'll print what are the missing keywords. Missing keywords, I'll call it as missing. And then print the match score. Match score is score, comma, percentage. And then print what is the feedback? Right, so what is the feedback here? I'll give it as give feedback. Give feedback score. Give feedback score. Right, so feedback will be the give feedback score. Now done. Now let's run this run resume matcher. Run resume matcher. Now let's first understand, and we'll go back and revisit what all that we have seen. Now these are some sample resumes that I've prepared. Okay, now very simple. First, let's pass this whether it is working or not. Right, so what I've passed here, I'm a data analyst with strong skills in Python, Pandas, SQL. I've given it right away. Worked in machine learning model and basic data visualization. So what are the matched keywords? So it's going to take each and everything. Python, Pandas, machine learning, SQL. What all they have mentioned it in the resume. Missing keywords, data analysis, NumPy, problem solving. So the match score is 57.14. Though it is a naive resume matcher. Right, so it's fundamental understanding of how the different loops, defining function, and giving in feedback mechanism works. You can later take this integrated with all the modern components. You can put in Gen A language model. You can build in various different semantic analysis to it. Our ultimate goal is to build a simple resume matcher with what all components that we have learned. Going forward in the further forthcoming sessions, we'll try to integrate it in our next batch, in the next course. We'll see how to integrate in Gen A, how to bring in a language model and build a robust resume building mechanism. Right now, so what all functions we have seen, how to define a function. What is a list we have seen. We have used a list, loops and conditional statements, string handling. We have given dot lower, right, in, and we have also given a lot of conditional logic. Right, so coming up here, so these are the important skills that's required, right, required skills. So here I'm going to update with the required skills. Right, so next I'm going to write a function to get the resume input. Right, so I'm going to get this input function. Right, paste your resume content below and print with some space here. You can see there is an 50 times the hyphen is printed. And the input, you can see I'm giving this indentation, just this double arrow mark. And whatever the resume that I'm going to get, I'm going to convert it as lower. I'm converting it to lower and I'm returning this resume. Very simple code block. First I'm printing and I'm printing this hyphen for 50 times. Input, I'm getting it from the end user. Then I'm returning this resume. Next, function to match the keywords. Right, so match keywords, resume text and keywords. Right, so this function loops through each and every required keyword. For keyword in keywords, the complete resume text, right, and the keywords. These are the keywords that we have mentioned here. Right, so found, whichever is found. Right, so for KW in keywords, if KW, the keyword, is found in the resume text. Right, so if Python is found in the resume text. Right, so if the keyword is found in the resume text, it's added to this found list. Right, so it will add found.append. It's going to append it in this found list. Next, function to calculate the score. Right, so I hope this part is clear. So this is going to iterate, loop through each and every required keywords, and if the keyword is found in the resume text, it's going to be added in this found list, the empty list, whatever that we have created. The next part is to calculate the score. Right, so the length of matched. So the number of keywords found divided by total, that's the total keywords, that's 7 in our case. And what is the total score? Right, score is nothing but found by the total. Right, so that's the score. I'm calculating it in the percentage, multiplying with the 100, rounding up with 2 decimals. right? So if for example 2 divided by 5, right? So or 4 divided by 7, we have 157.47 percentage, right? So 4 skills, right? So here 4 skills were found, right? So 4 by 7, therefore 57 percentage, right? 57.14 percentage, right? So that's the understanding. And 1 by 3, right? So 33.3 percentage is the match it is found, right? So like that we are going to calculate the percentage here, then giving feedback here. So based on the match score, we are going to return a simple feedback. 80 percentage or above, the resume is good. 50% to 79 percentage, okay, it needs improvement. Below 50 percentage, this lacks the basics or the important skill whatever that we have given. Giving feedback. And you can see the main execution logic. What does it do? First, we need to get the resume text. Next, match the keywords using this match keywords. Third, calculate scores. And then I'm going to prepare and report, right? So whatever is missing, right? So matched keywords, missing keywords, match score, and feedback, right? So I'm going to receive all this input. I'm going to calculate and I'm going to create and report and share it to the end user. And then here is where we are. Now let's take another resume, which is a bit more detailed. I'm a data analyst. If I'm going to run this, right? So there's the resume that I passed. And again, so Python, Pandas, machine learning, and SQL is the matched keywords. And missing keywords are this 57.114%. Now let's run this example with one more detailed resume that I've created. So for Arav Sharma, let's take this and run it over here. Right, so now here in this I purposefully made sure that all the keywords are present: Python, data analysis, Pandas, NumPy, machine learning, SQL, problem solving, everything. So missing keywords are none. Therefore, the match score is 100%. Feedback is a strong fit for the role. Right, so this is a very simple understanding where you can see all these things are present. So as a takeaway, I want you to enhance this codes. Enhancement to this code. What are the enhancements that you can do? Allow file uploads. You can upload this resume. Right, so and I need to pre-process this improvement. Pre-process improvements. Right, so I want to use some advanced matching. Right, so if possible, look for a AI or NLP kind of a matching. Right, so and you can build a front end to it. Build a web interface. So this becomes your application. Right, so you can build a Streamlit. It's very simple. It's so easily doable. These are some advancement that you can do so that it becomes fulfilled, right? So so you can bring in input matching, output logic, you can bring in your UX, and so these are some things that you can enhance this code as. And thank you.